Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing a mono green aggro deck. And this deck is very simple, it is very straightforward, and it is mono green, baby. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host. Look for an expose on yours truly in this month's issue of Donkey Talk magazine. Dr. You Can't Suck It! Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by one of my favorite guys, TayMalice. TayMalice, and this is called Mono Green Aggro. Oh man, I love a good mono green deck, but a lot of times they get boring because it's the same mono green decks over and over again. This deck looks different. It looks new. It looks interesting. And that's what I'm looking for in the decks that I am playing. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We're going to talk a little bit how the deck should probably work, and then we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got here? We got a guy that gets bigger for each other guy that comes out that has greater power than what this guy's got on it. This guy allows you to make one of your creatures deal damage equals to its power to a target creature or planeswalker you don't control. I kind of like the art. This guy he's equal to his power and toughness is equal to the number of forests you control, and we got a lot of forests, lots of them. We can also put them out disguised, and then pop them back up for 5 to put out 2 forests, one into the battlefield and the other one into your hand. This guy comes out, and each time you put out a creature, you put a Popo counter on him, and then when he dies, you distribute those counters amongst other creatures you got. This guy looks like a leprechaun, a really big leprechaun. Vigilant, 2/2. When, let's see, if another creature is in the battlefield under your control, power is greater, then you put a Popo counter on it and investigate. Or its toughness is greater than this thing. So yeah, it's all like the Evolving Adapted that way. All right. Bloated Contaminator, 4/4, trample, toxic 1. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, it proliferates. So that would make it do basically toxic 2. Archdruid's Charm is a Swiss Army knife. Costs you 3. You can choose one of the following. Search for a land or a creature. If it's a land, you got to put it into the battlefield tapped. Yeah, otherwise, if it's a creature, you put it into your hand and then you shuffle. Or you can put a Popo counter on target creature, and then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Or you can exile target artifact or enchantment, which is so important nowadays with all those super enchantments that are out there. Polukranos comes out as a 4/5 with reach. If you got 7 or 6 and some life, you can transform him into a 6/6 with reach and lifelink. And then whenever it dies, you put out create a 3/3 green and white Phyrexian, and another one, and one with reach and one with lifelink. So this guy has a lot of value. You just got to be able to pay for it. This guy, Death Touch, Haste Ward, and his ward is that they have to collect 4 evidence. So provided that you get it out early enough, they may not be able to do anything to touch this guy. Of course, they can throw dudes in front of it and just kill him that way, but still, Death Touch Haste. And this guy's got Trample Haste, and if you got 7, you can pump him up to an 8/8, and he becomes a creature lord where all of your creatures get +1/+1 and have trample and haste along with it. And giant, crab bellies with super teeth in them. Because that's what I hope to have when I grow up. All right, other than that, we got the ability to get rid of enchantments and artifacts and non-basic lands, which is excellent in today's meta. 23 awesome lands. All right, so that's it. What are we going to do? We're going to put out creatures. We're going to ramp and pump, and then kill them. If anything gets in the way, we'll use our Archdruid's Charm, Harding Question, to just kill things And if we see some bad artifacts and champs we don't care for, we've got Archdruid's Charm and Boseiju to help us out. All right. Seems kind of dangerous. Seems kind of like we're right in the bleeding edge without a lot of control. But this deck's got the muscle and the speed to make it up. Before we go out and do our damage, let's do what we always do. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Toxroll, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against Xeno. Three mana. All right. Pick up a fourth. We can play everything in our hand. That's good. Keep. All right, who are we going to lose here? Let's just go creature, man. That's what I'm thinking. Let's give up on the Beastcaller. Alright, if it starts going for creature kill, at least we get to keep the cards in our hand. All in, baby cakes. I don't know if this guy just draws you a card. All right, good for you. You get rid of that other Contaminator is what I would do. Ah ha ha! All right, jamming it up, huh? That's the kind of activity that makes me wish I had a shouldered out. Poor Ulvenwald Oddity getting taken out again. If I get my fourth mana now, I'll be space pissed. Alright, pow pow! Double swat right to the face. Yeah, pump that jam. Pump it up. Get your booty on the dance floor. Another Ulvenwald Oddity hits the dust. I guess it's the same one, right? Gone. There's the fourth mana I've been so desperately wanting. Yeah, let's just let him bounce it. That's fine. Alright, down to 3. Submit. Good job pumping up the Evolved Adaptive. That was awesome. Don't wipe the board. I just warding up. That's 3 mana. Target opponent gains control of any number of target permanents you control. You get to draw a card. So what do I get out of the deal? You don't have any mana, I'll tell you that. You need to give me your lands? Yeah, man, I don't see what you got going on here. You don't have any mana left. Like, at best, you'd be able to pull out... Okay, I get everything, sure. You got 1 mana. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think that worked out well. I think you try to go for the Tridesca file. There we go. Victory! Alright, playing against Felix Felicis, numero 11. Keep. It's a book. I think it's wrapped in human skin. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there we go. This book's just going to float around in the air like that. As books tend to do. Yeah, he's going to be able to protect that thing. He's also going to be able to pump it. All right, going for land. I'm going to pick up number 4. We got to outrace this guy. So let's just go for the crazy town. There we go. All right, we got 4, which means we get out some hasty guys. All in. Jump on him. Like I said, I'm really liking this Axebane Ferox there. The fact that he's got ward to collect evidence for, that's pretty decent. I was playing a ward deck from some other guy. It was a Severin. That guy's deck, it was pretty decent. I didn't play it here just because I ended up with like less than 50% win rate on it was the problem. I think it could be enhanced or we could do something different a lot like it, but we'll have to get around to it. Pump it up. Let's go. All in. All right, that's 12. Who are you going to bounce? The Beastcaller. Alright, down to 3. What I like, usually you get the Venerated Rot Priest down, he just becomes a gigantic pain in the ass. You try to deal with it, and you just lose. In this case, I just ignored it. It was glorious. Alright, we're playing against EBI.G. EB. 2 mana. I am... can't believe I'm going to play for that. Solid gold. Cubers are not real. Well, they're only going to come out as 1/1s. I don't pick up a land here. I guess I could have put it out there all masked-troned up. Maybe I'll try that. I haven't played that at all. I've never used a disguise yet. With this set coming out. Feels like it just came out yesterday, but I guess it's been a few weeks. Hopefully we'll pick up a mana on this next turn. That would be really great. That looks like a trick to me. Is this an instant? Yeah, it is. All right. Let's go in. And then nothing, and you take it in the head. All right, that was a cool trick. I appreciated it. Oh, I know I was silent because I was focusing hardcore on what needed to be done right there. All right, here's a Gix. All right, I really appreciate if we can pick up one more mana. One more. There we go. All right, let's go for the Axebane. All in. I don't care. You want to draw cards? Draw cards. I'm doing 8 points of damage. You can throw your Gix in front if you like. All right. So now we got lethal. I got another hasty guy in case he kills one of them. I love green haste. That stuff's fantastic. All right, here he comes. He wants to draw another card. Did he get what he needs? That guy can't block, dude. That guy can, though. Alright, so I can come in for the attack. Let's just go for this. I wish I had one more mana, but this is fine. All in. All in. We're going to Crazy Town. It looks a lot like this. Population me. You gotta block two of them, man. And we win! Yeah, things weren't looking good for you. Victory! Alright, we were playing against SeattleZEN. Seattle. 2 mana. Oof. I hate playing 2 mana, but this deck's done an okay job of providing. There you go. One more and we're in the gold. We got a little bit till we need the 4. We got lots of 4s, unfortunately. She looks like a weird leprechaun. Like she suddenly got too big for her hat. There we go. Got our number 3 out. Let's pump it up. I guess that won't pump, will it? Because it's the same price. Or it's the same power and toughness. We get out to Ferox on the next turn. I like that ward. What a jerk. All right, I'm gonna say you got Ward, man, but I don't think you got the cards to go against it. I'm gonna try the Ulvenwald Oddity here. All in, baby cakes. You block whatever one you want. I know you don't like losing your dude. What does this guy require? Requires 7. Ooh, that first strike's not good. It's really not good. We're gonna lose a guy. All right, there you go. You're out of mana. You're out of your. What are you doing now? You trying to go totally crazy? That's fine. You pulled it off there, Jericho. All in. All right. I know you guys just got to pump next turn. Come in and go to crazy. You got trample when I transform it, right? Yeah. That's a lot of treasure. No. That is not right. That's dumb. All right, I'm out of it, man. I'm losing big time. I'm just 2 shots in the head away from death. I'm sure he's got it. There's number 1. And here comes number 2. I'm sure he's very proud of himself. I'd be. That's it. And we're down. Oh, that was so close. Defeat. All right, we're playing against the prankster. 2 mana. We can definitely play these guys up the ramp or up the curve. I'm gonna turn off the mole, man. That dude drives me nuts. All right, who's he taking? Bloated Contaminator? He's got to take hard-hitting question. I'll just shoot it out of the sky. There you go. I mean, you had to. All right, man, and number 3. All right, so we got some toxicity. That'll be nice. Something tells me, though, this guy's got the ability to kill dudes. It'd be interesting to see what he takes here. I mean, I'd probably go after the Contaminator myself. Archdruid's Charm always looks very... There you go. Very inviting. All right, there's 8. I got him down to 11. And we're passing out some cool stuff here. Submit. Pump that dude straight up. We got Trample, that's cool. He's gonna take up to 12. Let's pump up again. That's fine. Alright, so yeah, you gotta go in front of the adaptive there. And I'm gonna go to it and pass those things out on our pals, the Contaminators. Oh, we didn't get the tokens from that? Does this guy do something kooky? Oh, those old oil counters. Alright, never mind. Alright, that's fine. We'll get rid of this guy. Don't care. We got you, dude. You can't do anything. You don't have enough mana to kill anything off. And you get up to 7. I'm going to do 8. Yeah, you might as well. And that's going to be 8. And we win. There you go. Suck it, mole person. Victory. All right, so here we are with Mono Green Aggro. And it was a fantastic deck. It was really good. What I appreciated about it is that it had hasty creatures. And that's probably the thing I like best about Mono Red is the haste. Oh, that was so good. But, I mean, it wasn't, like, there wasn't a lot. But, I mean, we had... It's the Axebane Ferox and the Ulvenwald Oddity. Man, once we made it up to 4 mana, then we were just coming out fast, really fast, where they couldn't deal with it anymore. Plus, these dudes are big. They had, like, this guy had Trample, this guy had Death Touch. I love the ward to it. I mean, these guys were really, really, really good. So altogether, it was a fantastic deck. If you are a big fan of hasty aggro, but you like the muscle that green provides rather than just the swarmy grinding, like just the death of 1,000 needles that red does to you. Altogether, great. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. My inner goblin loved it. All right, so let's just talk about this deck. What was the MVP? What was the most valuable card in here? Let's take a look at what we got. You know, it's funny is I was going to say it's probably like Ulvenwald Oddity, just because of his ability to transform once you got up to 7, getting up to 8/8, and then other creatures get put. He becomes a lord with Trample and Haste. This guy's really good, but then again, he's good at the high end. I usually don't pick those as MVPs, just because that 7 is just things that happen after 7 are all great. The one that actually I think was the most clutch card was Hard-Hitting Question. This is the card that actually it was the control that this deck needed to keep everything in line while you were being so aggressive towards everybody else. Archdruid's Charm was very good. The ability to go get another land, to be able to deal damage and put popo counters on something, also incredibly good. It just, Hard-Hitting Question was a singleton. Plus, we had 4 of them in here, and it just did what it's supposed to do. It wasn't a fight, meaning my guy could just deal damage regardless of what was going on, meaning we could take out like Glissa or dudes of, I mean, I'm not even sure First Strike matters in a fight so much. But yeah, I got to say, it was a hard-hitting question. The value for the cost, this was, for this deck, this is what provided the extra bit that made the deck work so much better. So yes, hard-hitting question, you are my MVP. There you go. I'm surprised myself. All right, so was this deck competitive? I ended up at let's see what they ended up being. 83% win rate. 83. I thought it was going to be 100, but I ended up losing one game just at the very, very, very end. I was doing so good. So anyways, but this deck, yeah, is a monster. It does incredibly good every time it plays. This is 100% a competitive deck. And while you could do things to make it perform differently, I'm not sure it's necessary. Just with how aggressive it is, how strong it is, and just enough control to give you the control you may need. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't even ramp in here. For being a mono green deck with no ramp, strange, right? But it was great. It was a great deck otherwise. So I'd say, yep, it was definitely a competitive deck. Was this deck fun? If you are an aggro player, somebody that really appreciates a good aggro deck, yes. If you are a control player, this deck will probably drive you crazy because you have very little control. There's a bit, but even then, it's just, you got to have creatures big enough to do the damage to kill the other people. No counters, no ability to really take out enchantments. I mean, you do within Archdruid's Doom. Man, I just feel like we need more of these just to have more control. Yeah, I said, no, we'll play it the way that TayMalice built it. It worked great. So, man, you just got to know yourself. But for me, yeah, this was a very fun deck. Lastly, was this deck interesting? I was going to say, no, it wasn't interesting. I mean, it's like it's a mid-range deck that curves up, goes from 1 to 4, sure, But the thing is that it had a nice collection of creatures in it that had their unique abilities, being mostly haste at the 4 level right there. Bloated Contaminator with a little toxic, a good amount of trample. I like the control, the pump. It was a great balance of cards, lacking some things that mono green usually has. Altogether, I thought that it was an interesting deck, in just that it wasn't doing a lot of the same tricks that the mono green has been doing lately. So I think this was an interesting deck. At least it was to me. So I'm going to say yes. It wasn't tribal, but for mono green, it was really cool. It was good that way. All right, so let us add that up. Was this deck competitive? Absolutely. Was it fun? Totes. Was it interesting? Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and give this an A+. I'm going to say it's an A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.